For more on all of this, let's bring in Anton Fedyashin. He's a professor of history at American University, and in a very somber day in Russia today. I know, Anton, you and I have talked in the past. I know you usually take a group of students from American University to Russia, I think, every summer. So you undoubtedly have friends there. Give me your sense of what you're hearing from people in Russia about just how tragic this is.
Well, everyone's shocked, Mike, and we've seen this, unfortunately, with the tragic frequency in Western countries over the past 2 decades. In the U.S., of course, in London, in France, in Paris, and beyond. International terrorism has become a function of our existence in the broadly speaking, in the West, in which I'm including Russia right now. So there's very little that governments can do to make their societies absolutely safe from individual actors working in the shadows and preparing such acts, obviously underneath the radar with very careful planning and forethought.
Anton, this is the deadliest terrorist attack since the Beslan school siege in 2004, which was horrific. 330 people killed in that attack. The majority of them, as you remember, victims were children. Russians were rightly horrified by that attack and also disappointed that law enforcement was unable to prevent the attack. I mean, getting to your point, it's really tough to stop this sort of thing. But do you expect to see kind of the similar reaction this time around following this attack?
Yes, and Mike, that kind of reaction is perfectly natural. It's easy to anticipate and to predict. The question is, what will the government do about this? Again, no society is completely safe from this unless it goes into a sort of totalitarian state of universal surveillance, which, of course, no government in the world is willing to do. The alternative to this, of course, is international cooperation. And it is heartening that at a time of profound geopolitical differences, the U.S. government did inform the Russian government, and we don't know exactly about the nature of the information shared. Maybe this will come out in the next few days, that there was going to be a strike. It's unclear how specific the American intelligence was, but this is the kind of work that is absolutely necessary for all societies, not just Western, but all over the world, to deal with fundamentalism.
And Dasha pointed out that the owners of the concert hall issued a statement saying, "We will never forget those who fell victim to these terrorists. What was destroyed by their dirty hands will be restored." They're vowing to rebuild the concert hall. But we've seen this in the past. I mean, you mentioned, like you look at 9/11, the thoughts of rebuilding, it ended up being a site now, a memorial. Do you think that that's going to also perhaps happen there in Russia, some sort of memorial for the victims, or do you think the concert hall will be rebuilt?
I think it will probably be rebuilt and a monument added to it. These are not mutually exclusive goals or projects. Crocus City is a very popular both concert and shopping venue just outside of the equivalent of the Beltway here in Washington, outside of the Ring Road in Russia. So if it is rebuilt, it will be a statement of recovery. But before we get to that point, obviously the mourning period and, of course, the lessons drawn from this, all of this will have to be processed, not just by the Russian government, but by all governments who face this global and highly integrated and decentralized and yet, unfortunately, a very dangerous phenomenon, which is international terrorism.
Yeah. Anton Fedyashin, thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday with us. We appreciate it.